Sit with me for a moment, my friend. Don't look at your watch. Don't think about what you have to do in an hour, or what you failed to do yesterday. Just listen to the clock ticking on the wall of this cabin. Tick. 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 We are slaves to that sound, aren't we? We live our lives as if we are running a race against a ghost we can never catch. We spend our youth waiting for the future, and our old age mourning the past. We treat now like a waiting room, a place we have to endure until the real thing happens. But tonight, I want to pull back the curtain on this great illusion. I want you to realize that time is not a road you are traveling on, it is a river you are swimming in. And in a river, the only water that can touch you is the water passing by right now. The past is a memory, a ghost that has no power unless you give it your breath. The future is a dream, a phantom that hasn't been born. Your only true home, your only reality, is this single, fleeting breath. Look at the dust motes dancing in the light filtering through that window. See how they drift, aimless yet perfect, in the golden air. They do not worry about where they will land in 10 minutes. They do not regret the corner of the room they occupied an hour ago. They are simply existing in the illumination of the present. We, however, have lost this simple grace. We have invented the calendar and the clock to organize our world, but instead, we have allowed them to become our prison guards. We measure our worth by how much we can cram into a day, as if life were a suitcase we are trying to burst at the seams. But life is not a container to be filled, it is a quality to be experienced. A single minute lived in total awareness is worth more than a decade lived in a distracted fog. When you are truly present, the ticking of the clock stops being a countdown to the end and starts being the heartbeat of existence itself. Think about how much of your life you have missed because you weren't actually there to live it. You were at dinner, but your mind was at the office. You were hugging a loved one, but your heart was worrying about a bill. We are experts at being elsewhere. We have become ghosts haunting our own lives. We say, I will be happy when I get that job, or I will be at peace when I retire. We push our life into a tomorrow that never arrives. Because when tomorrow comes, it calls itself today, and we are already looking for the next tomorrow. It is a treadmill of shadows. Here in the cabin, time feels different. The trees don't have watches. The mountains don't have deadlines. They simply are. A tree doesn't try to be a forest tomorrow, it is fully a tree right now. The ancient oaks outside this window have stood for hundreds of years, yet they only ever live in the now. They don't count the rings in their hearts until the lightning strikes. They simply grow, breathe, and exist. I once knew a man who spent 40 years saving every penny, working every hour, refusing every joy, all so he could enjoy his life when he turned 65. He was a master of the future. He had maps, plans, and bank accounts. But the day after his retirement party, his heart gave out. He died with a suitcase full of dreams he never opened. People said it was a tragedy. But the true tragedy wasn't that he died, it was that he never lived. He spent 40 years in a waiting room, ignoring the sunlight on the walls and the taste of his morning coffee, because he was waiting for a grand opening that never came. Don't be that man, my friend. Don't trade the gold of this moment for the copper promises of a future that isn't guaranteed. If you cannot find peace in this cabin tonight, you will not find it on a beach in 10 years. Peace is not a destination, it is the way you walk. It is the ability to look at a single flower and feel that for this moment, the universe is complete. We carry the past like a heavy backpack full of stones. We replay old arguments, we nurse old wounds, we whisper, if only, until our voices grow hoarse. We are like actors who refuse to leave the stage after the play has ended, still reciting lines from a scene that was cut years ago. But look at the fire in the hearth. The wood that burned 10 minutes ago is gone. It is ash. You cannot bring it back to the flame. Why, then, do you try to bring back the cold ashes of your past to burn your heart today? Letting go is not an act of will, it is an act of realization. You realize that the past is a movie that has already finished playing. You can watch it, you can learn from it, but you cannot live in the screen. Every moment you spend regretting yesterday is a moment of today that you are throwing in the trash. When you drop the backpack of yesterday, you find that you have a sudden, incredible amount of energy. You feel light. You feel awake. You realize that you aren't the mistakes you made or the things that were done to you. You are the one who is witnessing this moment, fresh and new, every single second. And what of the future? We treat it like a monster under the bed. We worry about things that will likely never happen, and in doing so, we suffer twice. Once in our imagination, and once, perhaps, in reality. But usually, the monster is just a shadow. Anxiety is simply the sound of your mind trying to live in a house that hasn't been built yet. You are trying to solve problems that don't have a shape yet, fighting ghosts in a fog. You cannot solve problems that don't exist. You can only handle what is in front of you. If you have enough strength for this hour, you have enough strength for your life. Because life is never more than 1 hour long. It is never more than 1 minute long. It is always, eternally, this moment. The future is like the horizon, no matter how fast you run toward it, it stays exactly the same distance away. Stop running. Stand still. Let the horizon come to you in its own time. Imagine your life as a series of photographs. Most people are trying to look at the whole album at once, and it's just a blur. But wisdom is the ability to look at one photograph at a time. To truly see the color of the sky today, to truly taste the water you are drinking now, to truly hear the voice of the person speaking to you in this moment, this is the secret of the masters, the sages, and the saints. They didn't have more time than you, they just had more of now. They lived deeper, not longer. When you are fully present, time seems to stretch. A single minute can feel like an eternity of bliss. This is how you reclaim your life from the ghost of time. You stop being a traveler and you become the destination. You realize that you are not moving through time, but rather, time is moving through you. You are the silent, unmoving center of the storm. Consider the seasons. Does the spring rush to become summer? Does the autumn mourn the passing of the green leaves? No. The seasons understand the perfection of the cycle. They understand that there is a time for blooming and a time for falling, and both are equally holy. We, however, want to be in a perpetual spring. We fight the winter of our lives, the quiet times, the times of stillness, as if they were errors in the system. But time is not an error. It is the canvas upon which the soul paints its journey. Every wrinkle on your face is a map of a laugh or a tear that you actually stayed present for. Don't hide them. They are your certificates of existence. They prove that you weren't just a spectator in the gallery of time, but a participant in the dance. Tonight, as you listen to the wind, don't just hear it. Listen to it. Feel the way your breath enters and leaves your body. This breath is a miracle. It is the only thing that is truly yours, and it only exists in the present. If you hold it, you lose it. If you let it go, it comes back. Life is a constant flow of giving and receiving in the present moment. Every time you bring your attention back to your senses, to what you see, hear, and feel right now, you are coming home. You are stepping out of the hall of mirrors and into the sunlight. You will find that the now is a very kind place. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't demand anything from you. It doesn't care about your bank account or your mistakes. It just offers itself to you, over and over again, like a gift that never ends. It says, "Here I am. Use me. Live me. Love me." The Kamsati hourglass is almost empty, my friend. The grains are falling, one by one. But don't be afraid. The falling sand isn't the end of your life, it is the rhythm of your dance. Instead of mourning the sand that has fallen, celebrate the sand that is passing through the narrow neck right now. That is where the magic happens. That is where the light hits the grain. That narrow neck is the now. It is the only place where the sand is truly alive, catching the light as it moves from the not yet to the no longer. As the fire dies down and the cabin grows quiet, let go of the calendar and the clock. Sink into the stillness. You are not a creature of time, you are a creature of eternity experiencing a moment. And that moment is beautiful. That moment is enough. You are the mountain that watches the clouds pass. You are the ocean that remains deep and still, regardless of the waves on the surface. Sleep now, in the heart of the present. When you wake up, don't ask what day it is. Just say, thank you for this now. Good night, my friend. May your dreams be as vivid as the life you are finally choosing to live.